windows open.
Too many.
Yeah, I know. I think we got it. Why put it up there? But it's there. So not only are we rocking the internet airwaves, we are on the YouTube Maximus floating floating the boat, man. Oh man, it's been a crazy week. How about you, man? Has it been crazy already?
Man, I don't even know the meaning of crazy anymore.
That's everyday life, brother. Man, the political scandalous moments never cease to end here lately, man. It's like one after another. I know people were messaging me. Heck, I mean, I stayed up till 3 a.m. waiting on Julian, what's his last name? Assange, yeah, to drop the bomb on Hillary, but then he found out that Hillary was going to drop the bomb and drone him.
He decided against it.
Yeah, he was going to be on his balcony, but he didn't want to be hanging off that bad boy dead. Found out he was wanted dead, not alive. Yeah. Another Clinton camp. What's up with that, man? But yet everybody says she didn't have anything to do with it. So what was he worried about? I mean, no sweat, man.
It's not her. It's the snipers that he's worried about.
It's the drones.
Oh, God.
Mama, I'm coming home via drone. You know what kills me about him is the fact that everybody is out. Even Limbaugh was out to get him years back for espionage.
I talked about this just a couple.
Here's the thing. All right, let's say that he had the information and he leaked it. Hence the term WikiLeaks. But isn't that what reporting is about?
Well, that's all they do.
I mean, to me, the person that would be guilty of espionage would be whoever gave him the information, not necessarily him.
Yeah, I mean, you go to any good reporter. What's a good reporter? The one that gets the story and gets it out first.
Well, just like they talked about, or they being Hillary, leaking her email, she blamed it on Russia. Well, if he leaked it via Russia cybering it, then who's guilty? Is he guilty of leaking something?
No.
No, he's doing. But it's like his little drip thing. WikiLeaks. He says you don't report this much truth without making some enemies.
A lot of them in this case.
Well, he really, yeah, he's got a few.
But it's just like I said this week. I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, what do you got to worry about?
Well, I mean, everybody's got skeletons in their closet, but we were talking before the show started, gang, that we weren't sure exactly what we were going to start off with because there's so much out there. And, this isn't exactly close to home, Tim, but we didn't even talk about this. I was scrolling the old Facebook feed and another Black Lives Matter. And I've been really busy the past 2 weeks with the death and all that stuff. And, trying to deal with that. So I really haven't been as news savvy as typical. But did you hear that Thursday night in El Cajon, which is near San Diego, there was another shooting?
I heard vaguely about it.
It's worth mentioning, but the guy's not worth mentioning. And I'm not even going to mention his name other than to say that he's a Ugandan refugee. Okay, first off, he's not an American citizen.
Right.
Okay, now granted, if you're killed in America, illegally, then it really doesn't matter where you're from. I mean, it's a heinous crime. However, this dude was a convicted felon, and twice now, not once, boys and girls, yes, but twice he was supposed to have been deported.
Yeah.
But the Ugandan government couldn't seem to get his paperwork together. And yes, boys and girls, I am still trying to get over this kind of stuff. And went to the Georgia Bulldogs game Saturday and did a whole lot of screaming in that last 15 seconds and a whole lot of gasping in that last 3. So between the combo, we're a little throat sore. But anyway, this cat gets shot and he's a felon. They're trying to stop him. And again, here's the key. If you do not want to get shot by the police, when they say stop, you stop. They say put your hands up. You really put your hands up. But he pulled out what they thought was a gun and found out later that this blows my mind. He had one of those vape smoking devices and he pointed it at him.
Like a gun.
So, yeah, but I mean, looking at the other end of that, you see a piece of metal with a hole in it. The cops have, it's do or die. They have seconds to make a decision whether they're going to live or die. Yeah. Why would he do that? I mean, yes, he's Ugandan and I don't think they're high on the IQ chart. I know that's probably racist to me.
racist.
But if you look the stats up, you'll see, that there is a pecking order. And believe it or not, Caucasian males are not at the top of the IQ chart either. So with that being said, we'll move along. But he was 38 years old, again, a felon, and he was a 2 times supposed to be deported. So he shouldn't have been here 2 times ago. But his own government obviously didn't want him back. I mean, Uganda, how much paperwork do they need? I mean, do they even use paperwork there? I don't know. I mean, is it just hey, raise your hands. We're going to have a tribal committee. Do you think he should come back? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being.
I don't even know what paper is in Uganda.
Race, yeah. Not even.
I didn't say anything racist. I just said I don't know what paper is.
I don't know. I just, it's sad because it was 2 days of rioting again, BLM protesting. And if you were white, they mobbed you. They were breaking windows out of cars. People, innocent, real innocent people, not felons that were supposed to be sent to another country 2 times over. Real innocent people were getting just brutalized and beat to a bloody pulp, quite honestly. It's as far as I know. And let me look at this report here. I don't believe there were any deaths reported. Yeah, I mean, I don't see where any deaths were reported. But this cat had 2 separate federal convictions, drug charges and weapons charges. And here's the thing. They let him out of prison, which blows my mind because he was supposed to be deported under supervision of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Hello? That's like, telling.
That's like my 5-year-old babysitting a 3-year-old.
Or saying, hey, Farmer John's going to watch you from across the
pasture.
I mean, good gracious, man. I'm losing some serious faith in our government's decisions on this stuff.
Yeah, me and you both. I'm going to jump off of your topic there for a minute. You know who Goose for 2.0 is?
No.
He is one of my screen just went away. I think the Clintons just got me.
Yep,
he is one of the ones that has been releasing a lot of this stuff that we can.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The hacker. He's the hacker, or supposedly. Man, my computer just went nuts, but
that's what you get.
I know.
NSA and Clinton. Clinton Warfare Administration's found you.
Well, I just lost it. Anyway, I'm gonna try to do it from memory because I just lost it.
Oh Lord, hold on, we're in trouble now.
Yeah, we are in trouble.
The camel jockeys are running the boat.
He just come out and said that they released some docs that showed that the Clintons were funneling TARP money into the super PACs.
Well, that's supposed to be a surprise.
Well, but he's got the evidence apparently.
Now I do have some show enough stuff to talk about that is going to be kind of back in Hillary talking about Trump. But before we get there, let me talk about Mr. Bill and his presidential library.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we know he's got a presidential library, but did you know he had his own little apartment in the presidential library?
I was going to ask if he had massage rooms.
Yeah, it is, and he's got a rooftop pool. Okay, this is a presidential library. It's got a rooftop pool. What? I don't know. Does Jimmy Carter and Bush and all those cats? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. I've never been to one, but they referred to it as Bill's secret penthouse. Now, Bill's been accused of having an affair or two. And I find it so amusing that the reporters and everybody are quick to talk to Trump's daughter and say, what about your dad calling Rosie, a fat clown and whatever else derogatory, prominent thing he said that was true because she is a fat clown. I have no respect for that woman whatsoever. But they never asked Chelsea about, Daddy Bill and all his sexcapades.
Well, I come up with idea on that the other night because
they don't want to die.
Well, not only that, he's not her dad. He's not her daddy.
That's not your daddy. Well,
I read that one.
That's been, well, and then you mentioned the other day, or Brandy said that he's got an illegitimate mixed child. Well, that was something that come out, I think, in the 90s originally, and that's kind of come back around. But I mean, that would be of no surprise. But what gets me is the fact that the mainstream, lamestream media keeps running on with the only thing. All right, they talk about Trump talking about Miss Piggy, the the Venezuelan winner of the beauty contest, the pageant. And then he helped her the second year where they talked about her weight and she actually was weighing more. They wanted her to weigh like 118 or something. He's got a whole video where he's got a trainer for her and he's giving her props, talking about how gorgeous she is, yada, 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 and says, look, she's going to be a little bit thicker, but because of her tone and everything, she's not going to look muscular. She's going to look amazing, beautiful, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know. He never, as far as I know, has admitted to calling her Miss Piggy, but if he did, she sure as heck wasn't minding when they were sitting there talking because she had nothing but good things to say about him. And, keep in mind, this is also, I think I mentioned this last week, a woman that told a judge that she was going to kill him while she's being checked and indicted for murder. But, that was 20 years ago. And she said that was her past. Well, imagine that. We all have a past, but I just think it's funny that Hillary wants to talk about Trump, and I'm reading all this stuff about this newly discovered library penthouse. One lady, where was it? She was talking about that Bill, let's see. He often invites girls who like to work at the library to his apartment for a glass of wine and a massage. Said his neck and shoulders needs to get massaged because he gets knots in his muscles. Doing what? What the heck does he do? Well, actually, I shouldn't ask why he's getting. Yeah,
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about Billy's knots.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I don't want to. But they say he's always flirting with the women and yada yada yada. And she actually said, this woman that was interviewed about it, which they don't name her, but he said that. He said to call him Bill, not Mr. President. And she respected him. And matter of fact, when you read this, you can tell that she definitely had the hots for the idea of being with a president. And said if he wants his feet massaged, which he enjoyed, she was happy to do it because it was incredibly exciting to be massaging the president's feet. And I can see a young girl pandering all over that, just falling all over wanting to, and God, he looks atrocious, but. Did you see the meme where it compared Sammy Hagar and Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar, 40 years of drugs, sex, and rock and roll. And then Bill looks like total crap and said, life with Hillary.
It's the AIDS, man.
I wonder, man. I'm waiting for them to come out with him having AIDS and her having Parkinson's or something along those lines. I was watching her speech today, which was so hard to do. But, she's watching a teleprompter and you got to wonder, she's got an earwig on. And she's, the only thing she can do is bash Trump about this tax ordeal, that he didn't pay any taxes. Well, welcome to America, boys and girls. When you're in business for yourself or running a corporation, you don't want to pay taxes. Who goes out there and says, hey, I want to pay more taxes. I want to do my part. Nobody. Because like he said, that money's going to get pissed away. Mm-hmm. There's no secret to that. But, speaking of taxes, Hillary, she never mentions the fact that the foundation with her name on it, her and Chelsea's little baby, is under FBI investigation for tax fraud, evasion, misappropriating of funds, taking monies without reporting them. She's got so much going on. And I believe in one interview, she even said something about, I know she talked about the 11 hours she was under indictment for the email scandal, how she had the stamina to stand up for that. Really? You call being indicted and questioned about a crime you committed having stamina, giving you the ability to be president of the United States? Give me a freaking break. Oh my gosh. But of course, again, another, typical Clinton, let's blame him and take that. She has got to be better than Obama at passing the buck and taking the eye off of her. She gets more crap spun around because what does she claim Donald of with the lying about or the bad mouthing of women while she's married to a man that's had more affairs that we know about than most men would ever have and still either be alive or married, which somehow Bill has managed to do both. Well, of course, Hillary used him as a stepping stone to get where she's at today. But the dude's had so many affairs, and a lot of them are actually gorgeous women, and some of them were paid off. Some of them come up MIA. Some of them, just slowly and quietly disappeared. But you see her, we talked about the campaign that she did a couple of weeks ago, where they moved the barriers forward to make it look like she had a busier audience, which they always show Trump's overview of, like, thousands and thousands and thousands upon thousands of people, cars lined up for miles to get in to see him. They never show her. They might show people behind her, clapping and, the fake clap machines, but she did the rally at the black church. And it was the one NAACP held a press conference after the Keith Lamont Scott shooting in Charlotte. And dude, I mean, there were like nobody there. I mean, literally when they showed her talking and the crowd, and I use crowd is definitely not the gaggle of people. They were probably planning for thousands and had hundreds, if that. And here she is pandering the black vote and can't even get folks to show up. So, it is what it is. A lie. I got two. Nope. We looked. So yeah, I mean, and she's got. I mean, here's another article, and the actually I had them printed on who they were. This one was from the radar staff, Charles Ortel, who is very popular. Again, another Clinton cash cover up. I mean, I've got stacks of them on top of stacks of them. I mean, this lady. I'm not even going to go into reading these because they all say the same thing. Well, actually, this one goes back to 97. They accuse her of hiding money, major holes in financial inconsistencies. Okay, so let me think about this for just a minute. Donald Trump's a bad man for not paying taxes, although he did nothing illegal, followed the rules of the law, and didn't pay taxes. Hillary, on the other hand, might have paid some taxes, but broke tons of laws. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see the holes in that. I mean, come on, man. What a pathetic joke. We got 3 minutes for the first break, and I know that everybody is tuned in, waiting on our review, our preview of the vice president debate. Okay. Don't watch it. That's my preview. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's a VP debate, and what matters is it does matter what they think, obviously, because they could be the next one up, and then who knows, they may not be. It could be like designated survivor, and everybody comes up missing except for like the 9th or 10th person down the row. So obviously, Tim doesn't watch that show. So we'll move right along. Tim said he works too much to watch TV.
I don't even know what a TV is anymore.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I'm telling you.
All right, before we go to break, I have to give some props. I got to remind some people of some props that were given out by a very not so respected Reverend Jesse Jackson. In 1998 and 1999, he honored Donald Trump with awards for everything that he was doing for the black community. I will skip it was from the Rainbow Push Coalition, which is a multiracial, multi-issue, progressive international membership organization fighting for social change. And I'm sure if you heard Reverend Jefferson Jackson say that, it would have some enthusiasm. But he said that we need your building skills, your gusto. He's preaching to Trump, but the bottom line was beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive. He's done that too, Jackson added. He has this sense of curious and will to make things better. That, ladies and gentlemen, is from one of your head leaders of the black community. Now, granted, that was 98, 99 before Trump said he was going to be a Republican, but it is what it is. Hillary says she wants to be judged on her candidacy and everything about a person's past. Well, dig it up. You're not going to find the crap about Donald J. that you're going to find about her. I mean, you don't even have to look hard to find about her because it's past, present, and will be future if she continues her life in politics as she has the last 26 years. Good God. That battle axe been around a long time and been manipulative the whole time. But we're going to kick it off and take up a little break right here in about 40 seconds. And we do encourage you guys to call in. Feel free to do so. We'll be listening for the phone to ring. I don't know. It might be on. It might not. if you call and don't get an answer, it's not because we're ignoring you. It's just because we're ignoring you. So with that being said, there are some calls we don't take. Now, we take them all. Some we hang up on, some of them we don't. But it is the Angry American Show with Highway Jack and Tim Tenney, my co-host. We hope you guys are having a great day and a great week. Looking forward. Commercial break right about now.
Man, there's so much.
YouTube is Maximus. Man, you got your nose in that computer. I hope you find some good stuff over there. Yes, we're on YouTube. I'm calling you out. Yeah, I think the studio is smelling real good up north. we getting
That's like pizza.
We getting treated like redheaded stepchildren. What's going on? That pizza spaghetti. I think I moved over there. Yeah, it's Italian. We have 10 seconds to go, boys and girls, and we're going to be live. Oh, that crazy train intro. You know, we're back, boys and girls. Just for Fun Radio, Angry American Radio it is, with Highway Jack and Tim Tenney sitting shotgun right here, talking about politics and things that might just piss you off in America. Anything locally going on that I missed? Because like I said, I've been out of the...
That was one thing I wanted to talk about, or well, don't really want to talk about it. I was just going to tell you, I just saw when scrolling through some of the news here, apparently Governor Deal has issued a state of emergency for Hurricane Matthew.
You know, now that you mentioned that, I did see that they predict that to be one of the most horrific storms of this year.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean,
I don't know how much damage or impact we're going to have here, but apparently along the coast and just inland from the coast, they're talking about some pretty significant.
Well, batten down the hatches, boys and girls. If you're on the coastal side of Georgia, you might want to make sure your hatches are battened down, your windows is locked. Whatever you need, them old style shutters. Remember them old shutters? I don't think young kids even know. They see them plastic things. Yeah, they're like shutters.
What the heck is a shutter?
She makes me shudder.
Exactly.
They wouldn't even know. That's what you should tweet. You know, she makes me shudder, and see how many people go, what the
hell was that?
What's up with that?
Shutters.
Now I remember Strutter, you know, the Kiss song, Strutter. She's looking good, like she knows she should. Yeah, you like that hoarse voice? Yeah, that was a great song, man. I mean, you know, it was banging. Oh my God, people. It is just insane. You know, I get tired of talking about Hillary. I mean, I really do, believe it or not, because she is just, it's sad that we got a presidential candidate that's got so much crap.
It's sad that she's even eligible to be a presidential candidate.
Well, she technically, in all reality, is not. I mean, really
qualified.
I think that, you know, but, you know, I say this, but then locally here in Clayton County, this did happen. If you're up, you know, she keeps preaching you can't have a gun, shouldn't be allowed to have a Second Amendment permit. Yeah, that looks scandalous.
Look at the skull.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You know, she talks about you shouldn't be able to have a gun permit if you're on the no-fly list. Well, I don't think you should be able to run for office if you're under FBI investigation. I mean,
but she's not under FBI investigation. She's been cleared.
Yeah, well, when Buddy Boy and all his millions that she gave him, Comey, when he starts getting butt hurt, and I mean literally, you know, in the Gray Bar Motel, he gonna start squawking to get out of it.
You know,
well, he won't go that. He won't make it that far.
No,
because a drone, or you know, he'll have a mysterious bullet's gonna land in the back of his head, or his car's gonna go off the road, or
suicide, man.
Gonna have an air bubble in his vein, you know, from an IV that they never found. You know,
it was.
It
was a double suicide.
Yeah. I like the one guy that, how many times that dude shoot himself not long ago? Like, I mean, literally, it was a ridiculous amount of time. I don't remember. It was like 37 or something. Like, you do not commit suicide by 37 or 36 false attempts. You know, I mean, give me a freaking break. All right, nobody call in. Let's talk about something positive, something that doesn't get spoke about, and it is political in a sense. But Donald J., I mean, they talk about him being a billionaire and, being rich and successful. And then he talks about jobs. Okay. Jobs are freaking important in this country.
You think?
Hillary complains that he sends jobs overseas. Well, he's got to run a freaking business, you quack winch. You see, I'm trying to refrain from cussing, right? I'm really trying, boys and girls. It's tough, man. You talk about that battle axe, and it's like you just can't find words other than the 4-letter type, or B-I-T. All right, 5-letter type.
Those of you that are listening on the app and not watching on YouTube.
Oh, God help us. So anyway, lose my mind up in here. All right. So talk about jobs. Yeah, he's running multiple businesses, which she talks about his bankruptcies. Okay, look it up however you want to. It used to be, and I go back a few years, the norm was 7 times a billionaire or businessman filed bankruptcy or failed. Okay.
Absolutely.
Because you keep trying and trying and trying. Well, now the average, I looked it up today, is 3.5. But that's how many times they go bankrupt, not failed businesses. Keep in mind, you can have a failed business without going bankrupt. And of those major times that he has filed bankruptcy, Atlantic City. Okay, that was his largest losses was in Atlantic City. But with that given, okay, now this is the Clinton News Network. That's why I printed this up. This is off of CNN, boys and girls.
Well, I got one question about Atlantic City right quick. When did that bankruptcy occur?
That's the thing. The bankruptcy actually occurred after he was sovereign from the business and was not running the ship.
Number one, but I mean, I'm looking at.
Well, it turned in the economic downfall as well.
Exactly. That's
I mean, they want to blame it on him. Well, he's not the one that. Have you been to Atlantic City?
When you own entertainment businesses in Atlantic City like he does, when the economy goes south, people quit entertaining themselves.
Well, they do to an extent. They'll still drink and gamble, but the thing that got me was today. God, it was hard to listen to that. Excuse me, but she's talking about how do you lose $2 billion in
how much did she lose at the State Department?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. She wants to say how do you lose $2 billion in gambling? She's trying to make a joke of it. Of course, the stupid people in her audience, and they're stupid liberals. They're all hooting and hollering. And this was her quote: "What kind of genius loses $1 billion in a single year?" And then she goes on to talk about where he lost it. Atlantic City is where he's talking about. Well, here you go, Hillary. What kind of genius loses $6 billion, 4 American lives, a laptop, 4 cell phones, 3 tablets, and 33,000 emails, all while being Secretary of State?
In 18 months?
Yeah.
I think she was Secretary of State, 18 months?
No, like I said, the winch gets away with all kind of stuff. But so you got me going negative. Let's stay positive for me. Let's stay positive.
I didn't.
I want to talk. I want to talk about what Donald J. has done, beside the fact that he got Reverend Jesse Jackson to give him some awards back in 1998 and 1999, while he was giving awards away for being a generous man.
You're going to make me cuss now. Who the hell is Jesse Jackson to give awards?
I know, right? Well, I mean, coming from him, it's got to mean nothing. But anyway, and the Rainbow Coalition, I don't even want to know. I'm going to be quiet. There's so many jokes that I could really get off color with, you might say. But anyway, no, I'm not talking black or white or racist. Yeah, it could be deemed racist, but who gives a crap? No, anyway, look, jobs. Here we go. Let's talk about jobs. CNN Money. Okay, let's talk about it. They did an analysis of his businesses. How many people do you think he employed? Just wild guess. I know you're going to think it's a whole lot.
I have no idea.
Time's running out. That's your final answer. You lose. 34,000 jobs attributed to the Donald. Okay, that's the starting point.
I said 10,000. All
right, 34,000 jobs. Now, according to Privaco, the Trump organization, because they're a private company, they don't have to release all their employees' names. Well, they claim 22,450 employees, and that they brought in $9.5 billion annual revenue last year. Well, there's always the trickle down to business. We all know that. Trickle down for good, trickle down for bad. All right. Well, depending on how you look at it, in whether it's entertainment and restaurant, there's always a difference in that trickle down effect. So being in the entertainment business and local economy, they say it's 1.5. Okay. So you take that, say 30,000 times 1.5. Now we got 45,000 jobs, right? Simple math, I'm guessing. Well, then they delve a little bit deeper and they start including the businesses that are the third tier of trickle down, because let's say that Trump, because of his entertainment, they don't stay at his place. They stay at another hotel. Okay. So not being in his hotel, they're at another hotel. Now they got to go to another restaurant, and it goes down. So they do that times 3. Yeah. So now he's into the 70,000 in other words, he's touched 70,000 jobs. And then when they talk about The Apprentice and NBC, they can't even calculate those numbers because the trickle down is across the United States because of the show, because of people watching the show, because of commercials on the show, because of people that put commercials on the show, their business picks up. And it's not a marginable way to manage how many people. So it's fair to say, without a shadow of a doubt, he's well achieved over 100,000 jobs to his credibility. Now let's talk about Hillary. How many jobs as a state, a person in government for 26 years, what has she done? I don't care if it's in the black community, white community, Latina, as she says, community. How many jobs has she attributed to? She doesn't take credit for anything I know of. Now, she says she does stuff for women. Yeah, she gets them knocked up by her husband. She pimps them out in a bill in the private penthouse in the library.
Or herself.
Well,
she may keep some of them first.
Well, yeah. Well, who was it that? What was her name? Yoko Ono, right? Didn't she say she had an affair with Hillary?
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, Google it, man. Google it. Gosh. I think Yoko Googled Hillary before Google was popular. Yeah, before Google was the biggest company out there. But as far as looking at an analysis of businesses and business and jobs that Trump has done, let's look at some big businesses. Wynn Resorts, for example, they have 17,000 employees. MGM, huge, 62,000. So when you look at it, I mean, he's responsible for a lot of jobs out there. But now, and I for the life of me, I don't know. I know he speaks about being for jobs, but he needs to speak in numbers, and he needs to blast that battle axe and give her the what for, because he's so full of good things that he lets her put all these negative ads out. And I have I'm almost an old man. I've got so many electronic devices that I can't remember what I put things on. But I did. That really didn't sound that good at all, did it? It kind of sounded Billish, Bill perverted this. I had a schematic of the numbers at hand, and must have put them on the Angry American page. But when we talk about all the positive things he's done, did you happen to see the comparison between her tax plan and his, since they want to argue about taxes?
No, I haven't.
But that she's proposed, and this is one of those, like Obamacare, you don't read the pages, you don't get the info, a death tax of 65%.
Oh, they want everything they can get their hands.
Well, I mean, yeah, they want to tax everything to death, but a death tax of 65% would probably force anybody that's in farming, once whoever died, that farm would be gone, because the farm is worth a lot of money, but their income from the American middle class across the heartland of America, they're penny pinching. They're not making money.
No.
Yeah, they're providing the food that we eat and everything, but they're barely getting by on their own. And you're going to throw a 65% tax on them? I mean, a lot of those farms are worth, upwards of 6 figures to $1 million. Those people at $100,000, you think they got 65% of that money to give for tax money?
No.
They probably ain't got $5,000 to $15,000 in the bank. It's crazy.
Well, what happened to the whole thing about double taxation?
Well, from buying tags for your vehicle, you get slammed.
Double, triple, quadruple tax.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's the crazy thing to me is so let's go back to the whole farm. All right. So you own a 1,000-acre farm.
I wish I did.
Well, you die, you leave it to somebody else. They've already paid the taxes on that, and they pay it every year.
Exactly.
Land taxes twice. They paid it when they bought it. They pay it every year, land taxes. So that's double taxing right there. And now you're going to charge a death tax because it goes to somebody else after you die?
I'm gonna tell you what. If you're not dead, that 65% death tax will kill you. You know what I mean?
If you're almost dead, you've been spent $65,000.
What was Fred Sanford's wife's name?
Esther?
No, that was his.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to see you. I done got 65% tax.
It's the big one. It's the big one.
Jeez. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yoko Ono said she had an affair with.
See, that's what I was going to look up. You're taking so much time, but thank you for looking that up.
I've had it up. You wouldn't shut up long enough.
Elizabeth, Tim, coming to see you in a minute.
Keep on. Yeah, she said in a shocking report yesterday when she responded to a question concerning the presidential run of Hillary Clinton. I think the one I wanted to read. Let me shut up and find out what I was trying to read.
No, I know that
a celebrity admitted laughingly to having a quote fling with her at the time, which was in the 70s. She said they'd met.
Well, you've seen pictures of Hillary in the 70s, right? You know she was a wacky weed smoking.
Oh yeah.
There's no question she was a product of the flower child generation.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't. There's no doubt.
I ain't even gonna go there.
No diggity, no doubt. It's all about it. She was down there. She was down there in the carpet.
Oh, look at here.
And back then, there was plenty of carpet around.
Look here. Let me show you something. They can't see it, but look at here. Who that be?
Got a picture.
I got a picture of them together.
Of a couple of old dinosaurs there.
Battle axe.
Look, a lot of pussies. I mean, what was that you were saying? Hey, I'll tell you something else that chapped me the other night. I think it was Friday or Saturday it was released. The U.S. Women's Chess Championship is about to take place. They want to have it in Iran. No kidding. This is for real deal. Okay. And because they're women in Iran, they have to wear the whole burqa haji kind of thing. Well, the women's champion, she said right away, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be there.
I'll give up my career is what I read.
Yep, you're right. And I don't
blame her.
There is no way these women, they come here and want to, place all that crap on us. Hey, look, if it's your religion, do what you got to do. But in America, you should not be able to cover your face up. I mean, that's, I remember when I was way younger than I am now and would go to the bank on Friday. I rode a motorcycle to work because I've been riding motorcycles.
You still remember that?
I still remember that. I still remember that. I had some Ginkgo Kyoba, whatever that stuff is, whatever, I would ride my motorcycle to work all the time and I'd go to get my check cashed on Friday at the bank. Well, even though I would have my visor raised, and they knew who I was because I was there every Friday, I still had to take my helmet off.
Yep. Because
they didn't want to worry about getting robbed. But yet you can walk around in a fully covered haji burqa, potato sack or whatever, they want to wear running around. Come on, man.
Yeah, well,
I mean, Eddie Murphy, when he came to America as a prince and all, he got a suit. He got a suit, man.
Coming to America.
He stepped up his game.
He didn't want nobody to know.
Oh man, oh my gosh. Did you see that argument from the Muslim dude trying to talk about Allah and the 9-year-old, how that was not pedophilia?
No.
Oh, it was, I forget what network it was on. You could find it. Don't worry about looking it up. But if people want to know, feel free to Google it and find it. But he was admitted that he got her somewhere around 6 years old. Now, this is a Muslim man trying to justify the pedophilia. Okay. He said that whether she was 9, 10, or 11, it didn't matter. That the reason that it was okay was because at that point that she reaches puberty, she is now a woman. That was their justification. Now, while I can understand that mentality coming from, 1,500 years ago, which I wouldn't agree with then, but I mean, really, that's not even fathomable in my brain. I don't, she's a child, so I mean, that's probably out of all the things of any religion and everybody's got their own thing. You got your own beliefs. That's the biggest thing that I have a qualm with, because there's a lot of stuff that I hear about that religion and others, but that's the biggest beef I have. And the fact that it's so prominently accepted by them is, beyond disgusting. I mean, I can't use vile words that I would use to describe. We're trying to clean up the show. We're trying to be angry Americans and be nice so that your kids can listen to us and learn something.
But just before we do, I gotta read.
You got to get something out.
I gotta read.
All right, we're not exactly cleaned up yet. I think Tim has some moonshine on the way over tonight. I don't know.
This sign says things that tell the truth: small children, drunk people, and yoga pants.
Yeah. Here's the thing about yoga pants. All right, women, you want to be angry Americans because we're looking at your butt when you're wearing yoga pants, and we may say something about your butt being fat, thin, looking good in the middle, whatever. It's really simple. It's just like your breastises. If you don't want us looking at them, don't have them all hanging out there for everybody to see. You don't want us wanting to slap you on the butt when we walk by. Wear them yoga pants in the gym. We don't go around the world wearing a jockstrap everywhere we go. I don't think women would really want to see that, though. Yeah, that was probably a really bad analogy. That was probably like one of my many of my worst analogies.
I did not need that thought.
Well, I don't want all right, we're going to end that part of the conversation right about now, boys and girls, because it's getting deep in here. There's just, man, you guys are killing me with some of these messages, really. We have a minute and a half, Mr. Tim.
What you want?
What you got over there? Because I got stuff. We can talk.
Bring it on.
But
bring it on.
No, and mine's a little bit longer winded. I do tend to get that way.
We'll jump on this commercial here in just a minute, and then we'll come back.
Well, we got a minute and a half.
Well, then spit something out.
Well, here's the thing. You people that don't want to vote need to get your head out of the sand. And you people that are voting for Hillary, all I ask is do me a favor. Get your head out of the sand. And was it you that asked why the Hillary? No, it was a buddy of mine. Actually, we'll come back to that. and it's a very valid point. We'll bring that up about voting for the Democratic Party when we get back from commercial break. Although the NFL let go a Colts player, or actually, the Colts let him go. And incidentally, he happened to kneel at the last game, which was in England. And they cut him loose like 2 days later. But they said it didn't have anything to do with him kneeling.
Yeah, for what?
Because he sucked is what the bottom line was. But
have you seen the?
No, but we'll find out right after this commercial break.
Man, the dang video of Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, I hadn't seen that.
Oh yeah, look it up. Look it up.
Well, I was looking at this picture here. It's you guys in YouTube land are probably getting a kick right now. And there's so much stuff on that dude. I don't know. Is this what you're talking about? Washington Post? All right. You are back with Highway Jack, the Angry American Show. We were doing some research on Tim's best football icon,
the
Kaepernick.
colon.
The
colon Kaepernick.
Yeah, that he is. But no, I was talking to a good friend of mine today, and he was at a place we both are very familiar with, a business, and was talking to some of the females that work there, and they want to vote for Hillary. And, he proceeded to ask them why. And you know what answers he got?
What?
They couldn't say, which is typical of a Clinton voter. The only thing they could say was what? She's a woman, and we don't want Donald being that crazy with his finger on the button. I'm like, seriously?
That's exactly what she said in the damn debate.
Yeah. Anyway, it's ridiculous. Anybody that that there's no reasoning there whatsoever. And if that's the best you can do, oh my God, you're hurting. All right, Mark Dice is the dude that does the videos that on YouTube where he goes out and gets the liberals and just the general public, kind of like Leno did, to say the stupid stuff. But did you see the 2 videos he did on with the silver bar? He had a 10-ounce silver bar. He was offering them a Hershey's candy bar or a 10-ounce silver bar. The whole time he did the video, nobody took the silver bar. So after that, I'm presuming after that, because that's where the video fell, he had a 1 pound. I think it was a 1 pound silver bar, and he was asking $100 for it to start with. Everybody turned him down. He got down to $20, and there were even several people say, "I would even take it if you gave it to me for free." And these are millennials he's asking this to, and a few people that are old. They have no clue.
They have a clue. Okay,
I looked it up, and he did the video apparently back when silver was a little bit higher than it is, because he said right now it's like $18 an ounce.
Okay.
Back then it was a little bit more, because I forget the exact weight of the largest bar, but anyway, he walked in after nobody would buy it. He walked into and he did this in front of a coin shop that bought silver. We buy silver. And he told people, you can go in and make sure it's authentic and it's pure silver. It's pure silver. But what am I going to do with it? It's a doorstop, blah, 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 paperweight. $1,600 cash. Nobody would even give him a $20 bill for it. And several people turned it down for free. And he did tell a few of them that, hey, the deal's off the table, but had you taken this, you would have got $1,400 to $1,600 for it. And one lady was just astounded. She's like, what? Really?
What is that?
If it was gold, I could understand it. I'm like, okay, lady, let me precious metals, Speaking of precious metals and fine jewelry, what do you think about the Kardashian ring thing? Because I'm going to tell you, my first impression, as soon as I heard it, was insurance scam.
I haven't read much on it. I did read a little bit about it, but I didn't really get one way or the other with it. I just saw the fact that, she got robbed at gunpoint and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
well, there were 5 robbers. I think only 2 of them made it up to her expensive, apartment thing. And guess how much security footage they have in this expensive apartment?
None.
Not a footage at all. I don't even know how you spell Kardashian, because that's how much attention I pay to them. Kardashian gets robbed because she faked it. Oh, and get this, she posted it on like Snapchat and all this other crap. And
everybody felt so sorry for her.
Yeah,
she had a gun in her face. I did read all that.
Did you? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They said I don't even need to pull it up. I did read it. They said they zip tied her and duct taped her hands. But yet she got away and went out on the balcony and screamed. Exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
You're going to tell me those dudes got past her security downstairs, went up in her private apartment or whatever.
Okay. Now, obviously this place is an upscale apartment, right?
You think?
Okay. So they have upscale people living there, you think?
One would think.
Okay. I'm just going to throw that out there because this job that we're doing now, for those of y'all that don't know, I put in cameras and security systems and such. We are installing in a warehouse cameras. These are $2,500 a piece cameras. We're putting 16 of these things around this warehouse. In a warehouse. Yeah. Now, what kind of place would this be that they don't have cameras? I don't know what you got going on. You got the Fox going on over here.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying a cell phone for Fox 411.
We don't need that. We don't need to tell them. Let them
Fox
tell you
411.
What happened. But I was just going to point out this line. Where it was.
Where's it, bees?
Yeah, I mean it.
Oh, the location.
No, it said that it was just funny. They were making fun of, where's the security? Because they're asking, hey, we think this might be an inside job.
Yeah, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, she set it up pretty good, posting it on whatever it was, Snapchat and all that crap. But yeah, I was thinking, inside job and oh man, again, I just opened some jokes on that potential.
We short on money this month, Kanye.
Well, I mean, $14 million engagement ring. Seriously?
Bullshit.
That's what it said, man. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, well, anytime you make an insurance claim, you always go high.
Yeah, well, one cop said he thought it was possible, but
I thought it was possible, but not really. Just kidding. Oh man,
yeah,
do we really have to? This is almost as bad as talking about Hillary.
Well, it is a Kardashian.
I hate them about as much.
Big butts and no brains. Yeah, that's like. Well, I don't know Hillary. The only thing she's got in her butt now is a earwig pack or something, whatever, or anti-cough pack. Maybe I need to get one of those.
I'm sitting on something. What is it?
Yeah, she's on like I said before, every show you see her on, she's on a dadgum. Got a pillow behind her or something, but yet she can withstand 11 hours of testimony.
That's because she's crippled.
No, she's gonna be fine.
What you dinging about over there?
Just some Texas messages.
Are they talking about the show?
No, that was on a personal note there. A little good friend.
I'm waiting on somebody to tell me, hey, y'all sound like a bunch of idiots.
Well, that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't really give a rat's hind end.
Opinions are like Kardashian's backside. We all got one, just not that big.
Yeah, well, I forgot what was the thing. Somebody quoted something famous about how big her butt was, like the biggest butt. Although Nicki Minaj has got to have her beat because Nicki's had them implant. That girl, good God, I don't know why anybody.
Man, they just ain't walk the streets of Atlanta because them girls down there got some real ones and they huge.
Oh man,
but they got everything else to go with it.
I tell you, Atlanta used to be a really cool place to go hang out. I used to enjoy going and hanging out downtown. But here's the thing, we talked before, excuse me, about we've had brought some things up about the black community and the BLM and all that. And, I'm constantly trying to get people to understand that when we bring things up, that we're actually looking to try and help educate, folks in the black community, which, I shared that video from James T. Harris, which he's a great dude. He's a black gentleman and I forget where he lives now. I know he's from, where did they have the recent riot, the last shooting? I just lost it. Is it Wisconsin?
Which one?
Was it Wisconsin? No, it wasn't Wisconsin. Anyway, he was talking about, I didn't see this because I was out in the open air and wasn't watching a football game, but he was talking about a new movie out that they were pimping during the Super Bowl. And it,
I did watch that video of him.
Yeah. And they were throwing up, current events of the hands up, don't shoot thing. And I'm like, why keep trying to divide the nation?
That's what they want to do.
Oh, I know. But now Hillary today in her little speech said Donald was the one trying to divide the nation.
Yeah.
But, it just kills me. I hope that people are smarter. You would like to think, but and the polls, you can't trust the polls. Hillary's got those bought. She went from being, about even or behind a point or two to now leading them by like 9 points. And I don't see that really. Let's see. His stuff has thousands and thousands upon thousands of people show up, and hers has hundreds. Pretty slanted there, Mr.
I can hear it now.
Unbiased media.
I can hear it now.
What do you hear? What do you hear?
It's $1 million a point, Hillary. How many you want?
Yeah, probably so.
It's our money. She lost $6 billion at the State Department. She put it right on in the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, and that money that Obama didn't pay for the hostage release. What was it, 400
million?
But now I've heard that it's more than that because they tracked it through some other, because it was
untraceable funds.
Well, yeah, it was untraceable. Hence, we don't really know how much it was, but somebody's doing some back stuff and they were checking Dutch marks and all this stuff, and where this money wound up is what they're totaling, and the tally, from my understanding, is quite a bit larger.
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't.
They shouldn't have gave him a dime.
What surprises me again is the people that are going to vote for the old battle axe.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try this just because I don't know if it's gonna work or not.
What do you have? What do you have?
This is 42 seconds of the old colon.
Well, if it's on YouTube, I can pull it up for the audience to
I
hear.
don't know if it is or not. I got it on Facebook. Hang on, let's see. See if you can hear it.
Well, I can probably.
I think the two presidential candidates that we currently have also represent the issue that we have in this country right now. I mean, you have Hillary, who's called black teens or black kids super predators. You have Donald Trump, who's openly racist.
What?
Openly racist.
We have a presidential candidate who's deleted emails and done things illegally and is a presidential candidate. That doesn't make sense to me, because if that was any other person, you'd be in prison. So what is this country really standing for?
That's what I wanted you to hear, because he did come out and say that.
Well, I see where he's going with that, because he's trying to validate his point. That, you know, but not that I want to give the cat any credit by any stretch of the means, but I mean, to the Democrats, yeah. The only thing I totally disagree with is somebody please tell me what the heck Donald Trump did to be called a racist. Well, because he wants to build a wall to keep immigrants out, illegal immigrants.
He is going on what he's been told, what he sees on mainstream media, and what Hillary says. Oh, well, he's a racist. So that's where they're going. I understand that. But do some research. But yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. Oh, yeah, well, he wants to build a wall, so he's racist. Wait a minute.
That was the red flag everybody threw up right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me think.
Right,
illegal immigrants.
Wait a minute. So I guess all these prisons that we have, the Atlanta federal prison that we got in Atlanta, the state prison down in Jackson, these are all racist facilities because they build a wall to keep
talking.
Maybe I don't want to keep talking.
No, keep talking.
They build a wall to keep people that do illegal things in. So what's the difference in that and building a wall on the border to keep people that are doing illegal things out? There is no difference. So I guess prisons are racist too. Tear them all down. Gotta go.
Well, you know, speaking of,
Mexico is such an important problem on our doorstep.
What?
I hope that
Hillary?
the new government will have a concerted commitment to a jobs program to employ Mexicans.
Now listen,
honestly, girls. I wish they would go back and dust off the WPA. There is so much work to be done in Mexico. There is so much infrastructure. And it's a classic case of a very small, relatively small number of people reaping the benefits of the natural resources and the, economic, prosperity that doesn't trickle down. And it is so unfortunate because, Mexico right now is poised to have a tremendous forward movement with its economy and with its political and social structure.
Okay, so now she's talking positive, but wait a minute.
Mexico is such an important problem on our doorstep. I hope that the new government will have a concerted...
Now she goes on to talk about...
I don't know what the new president will do. Obviously, the person running against him, Lopez Obrador had a very different opinion about what should be done.
There was a great part. I wish I had marked
politics, and it would hundreds of thousands.
She goes on to talk about... Well, I don't know if I called it a fence or...
very briefly,
I didn't call it a wall. I called it
a fence. That's what she says somewhere in this 3 minutes of babbling.
I didn't really call it a wall. I called it a fence.
Well, I didn't mean to call them super black predators, and I'm sorry. I meant it at the time because it fit the bill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that battle axe, that's our girl, Hillary Flip-Flop Clinton, but it's okay for her to say Mexico's a problem, but not the Donald.
Well, Donald never said that Mexico was a problem.
Well,
Donald
everybody took it out of context.
The damn law is the problem.
If you cross his connotation,
border, God, if you cross the border,
he said they were sending us their worst people. Well, yeah, they're the ones coming in. Oh,
wait a minute, that's
illegally.
Wait a minute. Last time I checked, that's what comes across the Mexican border. People is drugs.
Yeah, I mean that's what he was saying. And
cartels.
I don't know if he ever reword that.
It doesn't matter if he did.
Well, no, he could, mean, he could
Who gives
reword
a
it.
damn if he didn't? I mean, here's the thing. If you cross that border and you are not a citizen of this country and you do it without the proper paperwork,
Donald Trump says a nation without
lawbreaker.
borders is not a nation, and we need to build a wall across the southern border. Liberals, social justice warriors, and much of the mainstream media, they believe that Trump's wall to stop illegal immigration is racist.
What?
But wait a minute. What about Hillary Clinton? How come nobody's calling her a racist? After all, it was Hillary who voted for a 700-mile anti-immigration wall known as the Secure Fence Act of 2006.
Secure fence wall.
The Secure Fence Act. All right, I had to get that in there. I mean, I didn't want a wall. I wanted a Secure Fence Act.
Oh my God.
And seriously, she gets away with this crap, man. And you wonder why I about lost my marbles a minute ago, because she gets away with it.
You know, I'm really starting to wonder about the Friends of Bill list, because they say a lot of those were suicides. I'm starting to think, you know, they hang around with her long enough.
Yeah. You hang around with a Clinton long enough, you're
bound to commit suicide.
You're either giving foot massages or you're going to kill yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, think about it. Yeah, the guys kill themselves, and the women, you know, they
Give foot massages.
give them foot massages to the president of AIDS.
Well, we look like on time over here.
We're actually, because we got a little late start, we run over just
That's
a few
fine,
minutes.
but I'm talking about the commercials. I mean, we're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm really, you know, I'm surprised that I guess we got more people watching the VP
No callers.
the debate, but you know, and I was really hoping that Drew was going to call in. Now it's too late, Drew. If you can't call in now, it's too late if you're listening. But I appreciate it. Try next time. But I was really hoping he would call in, because I was looking to see maybe he watched that video that I asked him to watch, and he was like, foot in the mouth. Maybe I shouldn't call.
Maybe.
You know, I mean, because that video, you know, pretty much said the same thing I've been saying. But I'll be glad when we get past the debate stuff, because there's so much crap in this country that needs to be fixed. And God bless us that we don't get stuck with Hillary, no matter how much money she spends, because we got some serious issues. This country is tore apart now more than it's ever been. I don't care if it's tore apart from black and white, Latino, men and women, whatever. I mean, we need to find some bonding. The BLM needs to be done away with, which also I find very amusing that they want to call Julian, what's his name, a terrorist, and WikiLeaks shut down for being a terrorist group, but they're okay with the BLM.
Yeah.
I mean, the BLM
fits their agenda there.
2-minute warning. Here we go. What gets me is everybody's on this thing about David Duke endorsing Trump, and he took 48 hours to denounce that endorsement.
Oh my God.
But Hillary, one of her, and she gave the dude a kiss, and I don't know if you remember his name, but he was like a grand wizard or something, and became a congressman. Come on, you're
Robert Byrd.
Yeah, there you go, Byrd. He's grand wizard. Nobody calls her out on that crap.
Nope.
I mean, this witch has got people scared to death. I mean,
ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Our WikiLeaks dude over there, he won't even go out on his balcony because he don't want to get drone attacked.
Snipers.
You know?
They're in the bushes.
You know, I mean, you think I'd get, you know, Biden's double barrel shotgun and wait for the drone to come, you know.
Fire off 2 blasts.
Yeah, what a moron.
He's a moron. And well, I mean, you know, but we go back to the Julian Assange thing, and we were talking about that earlier. And you know, I look at it like this: if you are saying these things and saying them in private, and you get hacked, it's corruption. I don't care who it is.
She let 30. Well, now we think it's 60,000 emails as Secretary of State go through. So where's the espionage, you stupid wench?
I talked to a guy today, the guy that I rent my lifts from work, came out to see us, and I talked to him for a minute, and he just came back from Afghanistan, Army reservist, and he mentioned that, because I won't tell you what he said about her. I will later, but I won't tell you on here. But he mentioned that.
Does she wear yoga pants?
No.
Okay.
He
like yoga pants.
She probably does. He said that he had two privates. One of them was.
I got 3 privates.
To 2 or 3 months without pay because of this. The second, and I heard you, and I know what you were talking about. I was trying to finish what I was saying before I forgot. The second one is facing court martial right now as we speak.
Yeah.
You know what they did?
They use their personal computer to send an email.
No. They plugged up the charger to their iPhone into the computer to charge their phone inadvertently to a DOJ or to a Department of Defense computer. No exchange of data. They just plugged the port into the port to charge their phones.
But the
Both
intention,
of them. One of them's going is up for court martial, and the other one got like 2 months suspension without pay for that.
that is freaking
And she
crazy.
can do what she wants to do and send all the crap that she had. And he said that these guys had no ill intentions whatsoever. They merely were going to charge their phone and did not think about it and plug it into the USB port. How many times have you done that?
I've never plugged into a DOJ computer.
No, it's a DOD computer, but I'm just saying plugged into a USB port. The guy's just sitting there and USB port plugged in. And one of them fixed to be court martial, and the other one got 2 months.
But yet she gets away, And I had something. Oh man, it made me think about that. I forgot when I was thinking about my privates, man.
No, I don't even want to know what it was. If you just thinking about
commercial. I got off a tangent there, but anyway, I guess you guys get ready for the VP debate. Should be kicking off here in a little bit.
Are we done?
Yeah, unless you got something you want to rattle off.
I thought it was going to commercial and coming back, man.
I forget it. No, I was just saying we need to fix this country and get past this crap.
Well, I mean, it's not to say that racism doesn't exist in this country, because I do believe it exists in a
10 times more now than it did 7 years ago.
Oh, I don't disagree with that, but I think it's a very minute thing. The problem is, I think, just like you said 7 years ago, I think that it's become more prevalent in the black community towards whites because of the things that are going on.
Absolutely. But let me give you a thought to ponder on that. All right. 13% of the population is black.
Yep.
Okay.
How much?
13%.
Bigger than that. Like 17, 18%.
Well, all right. It may have gone up, but all right, let's say 17%. Out of that, how much, how many of those people are really bad? It's going to be a single digit percentage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And unfortunately, even if you watch a BLM protest, there's only a handful that are really breaking stuff and causing problems.
But that's the ones the mainstream media focus on.
Right. And that's what I was kind of alluding to a moment ago, speaking about James T. Harris and his video, is the fact that those are the ones that get attention. They draw that attention. I mean, you turn on the news, I know what I was going to mention. Thanks for rolling me back around. Mainstream media, one of my favorite shows is Law and Order SVU. Okay, they've had Michelle Obama on there a month or so ago. They just had Joe Biden on there, and they addressed them as their character, as who they were. Joe Biden played the vice president, which I know is tough for him to do because he really doesn't know. He has no freaking clue.
He's an actor. Sorry.
But here's the thing. When you watch these shows and they're entertainment on TV, all right, and I know they're trying to be, and SVU is super good. The writers are really good at keeping current events in play,
right? Which
can be good and bad. But the unfortunate part when you watch that, the criminal element, is typically what? Your thug, whether it's black or white, which is typically black. I mean, it is. But a lot of times, even the thug is a white guy. He's still a thug. And they're portraying that as being the tough guy, like the chick last night that I watched, which was from last week's show. She was supposed to be big and bad and, run her crew, which was a bunch of freaking teenage kids, and as much as I love that show, I'm tired of seeing that stuff. I think they should rewrite, come out with some more stuff. Yeah, I know you're trying to stay current with the events, and they'll probably have some rich woman, I'll say. I was going to say the Miss B, get her $14 million ring stolen in a next episode or two. And I know they're being relevant. I get all that. But the thing is, it perpetuates the same crap we deal with every freaking day.
Kind of goes back to what James T. Harris was talking about in that video.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the good stuff, whether it be Booker T, George Washington Carver,
The things that the guys did. That
Alan West of Current, I mean,
absolutely.
dude, there's so many.
Ben Carson. I mean,
Yeah,
I know a ton of them that are not common names that, I know.
Oh gosh. All right. This is, we got to wrap. We got to wrap up with this because your buddy and mine even picked this out. I don't know if you and I talked about this or not. They're wanting to rename Bankhead Highway. And DJ Scotty of Just for Fun Radio run those streets as I did back in the day. Okay, for you guys that don't know, Stewart Avenue's been renamed to Metropolitan because it was a terrible place.
Oh yeah.
Bankhead Highway has been renamed to Hollowell Parkway.
Yes.
September 21st, Shawty Lowe wrecked his car, and him and two women. At least he got killed in a car wreck. I don't know if the women died or not, but they claimed that he was run off the road in his Audi. But anyway, they died in a fiery crash, or he did. I don't know about the women. I'm not for sure. So they got this vigil together, and they want to rename. Now, keep in mind, they're saying they want to rename Bankhead Highway Shawty Lowe Highway.
Let's just name it Short Street.
But wait a minute. Think about what they're saying. It's not Bankhead Highway. It's Hollowell Parkway now.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who Dr. Hollowell is?
No.
All right, Dr. Hollowell did a bunch of stuff. He's a black gentleman. So they named it after a black doctor who has done good stuff for the community all the way, if you can pull his history up. But, I mean, a reputable dude, somebody that you need to look up to, right?
Yep.
I don't even think these people know who he is.
They don't.
And they're wanting to rename it. There's a petition they're trying to put forward to Kasim Reed, mayor of Atlanta, to rename this Shawty Lowe Boulevard. I'm like, and they say he was a family man. Wait for it, boys and girls. Oh, he was building a family. All right. He had 11 children.
What? How many women?
10 women.
10 women. How many of them did he marry?
As far as I know, none. Okay.
Oh, that's a family man.
But and his daughters, they had, and I think most of his children are female, but they had them lined up on the Fox 5. I think it was doing the coverage of the vigil and everything. And their goal in life right now is to do something their daddy never did, even though he was a successful rapper with 2 hit singles, 1 album in 2008. They want to do what he did not do. They want to graduate high school. That's the disparaging thing in the community, guys. I mean, that is part of the problem. You've got a man, Dr. Hollowell. They named this road after a fantastic man. He's a black man that they should look up to. And I guarantee you walk up and down that road, you ask people who he is, they won't know. You ask them who Shawty Lowe is, they're going to know. You just like if you go out and you ask what a 100-ounce or 10-ounce bar of silver bullion is, nobody knows. You ask whose $14 million ring got stole,
they're going to tell you.
They're going to know. The big booty girl.
Yeah, right.
That's the problem. I mean, that's what needs to change. It's called education in our school system, Common Core education. The only common thing about it is it's stupid.
It's commonly stupid.
Yeah.
Well, and I've said this before. I'll say it again. They're rewriting history.
They're erasing history.
Well, that
rewriting crap, writing in crap, but erasing history.
And they're doing it to dumb us down, to dumb these kids down, because just like I said last Saturday, where I told you I got on that rant on the way to the ride, you go into they don't want to teach you what really happened. They want us to think that what is going on now is what's always gone on. So when they take our rights away a little bit at a time, it's just, oh, well, we didn't have those before. Well, we still remember when we had rights to do things. And now these kids don't remember that. So once we get older and are gone, these kids are going to think it's normal. And then they take a little more and a little more and a little more till they're all gone.
If you don't know the truth, you'll fall for anything. And that's what they're doing. They're erasing history.
If you don't know history, history repeats itself.
Yeah. Well, they won't know it. It's just like in the music world. We could go on about that forever. And TV's the same way. Yeah. One of my favorite movies, Magnificent Seven. Guess what? It's a remake. They got another one coming out. I mean, You can't name a hit movie that hadn't been made in the past. Anyway, that's the show tonight, guys. We appreciate you listening. It has been a great Angry American rant across the board, from Shorty Low Boulevard, Bankhead Highway, and ATL. We're going to get up out of here. Again, thanks so much for listening to Highway Jack, Angry American Show every Tuesday night. Be sure and check out our other shows during the week. Tomorrow night, Rock with the Guru. And then we got Ladies Talk on Thursday. And Military Mike's doing, I don't know, it's every Friday, every other Friday, he's doing an 80s flashback thing. And then Monday nights, he does the Word According to Mike. And don't forget, every morning, the morning show, just for fun crew in here acting a bunch of fools, having a good time, waking you up in the morning. Again, thanks so much for spending your Tuesday night time with us. Hope you enjoy the debates, or what there is of them. So this is Highway Jack, Tim Tenney.
We can't debate because we're too much alike.
My co-host. And now I'll bring your wife in. She'll give a one this morning. Thanks so much. Good night, everybody. God bless you. God bless America. We'll be back out of here.
Stop the YouTubes.
We're here. We're all here.